Okay, hey guys. So I thought I should come here and share my experience about Thabo Bester and this whole saga that he literally um, put a lot of people into, or let me say, this whole saga that's literally been going on in the country, you know. So I just want to share my experience with that, and I know that I'm not the only one, and there's just like a lot of other girls on Instagram that uh, went through the same thing that I did. Also, I feel like the authorities in South Africa were not really as honest with the situations because, I mean, how did this come out? This came out on social media. So social media is what brought this into light. If it wasn't for the picture on social media, nobody would have known that this guy had escaped prison. So I just feel that the authorities, they just were sleeping on the job, and they probably didn't even care to look for him after finding out that he had escaped, because they did do DNA tests with the dead body and Thabo Bester's DNA, and they found that the DNA does not match. So that was sign number one, that something is wrong. This body does not match the DNA of Thabo Bester. And the only reason why they had to do the DNA was because Dr. Nandipa had already claimed two other bodies. So Thabo Bester was the third body that she's claiming. So she had been claiming bodies in the mortuary and taking those bodies. I don't know where. Nobody knows what was she doing with the dead bodies that she's been claiming. So she came again to claim this burned body, which is allegedly her customary husband, Thabo Bester. But it turned out the DNAs were not matching, and therefore they were questioning her, and that's where it all started, because it's been a year already since the escape. So he escaped last year in May 2022, and he got caught this year, which was when, in March. I think the story's been running, late March into April. That's when the story came about, that this guy is free and he escaped in prison. And so, I just feel that there's a lot to uncover. There's a lot that we still need to find out as a country, or not even as a country, but like I feel like there's a lot that we still need to know about this case, because it just makes you question the level of justice in our country. Like, the level of justice, are we actually safe? Like, if something happens to me, can I trust that this person will go to prison for committing this crime, and they won't come out to come and hurt me again? Like, can I trust that? I guess not, because he was free and he managed to get to other people like us, people that had no idea that he was in prison. We had no idea of his history. We don't know who he is. So like, it just makes you feel unsafe, like, it makes you think about a lot. Like, it makes you think, what if? And let me just get into it. So basically, what happened was 2022, around September, October, I got a DM from a company called Oren Properties, and they sent me a DM talking about they would love to partner with me, collaborate with me. They're basically a property development company whereby they have these beautiful properties in and around South Africa, and they would like me to do photo shoots in the property and basically collaborate with them and showcasing the beautiful aesthetics of the house and all of that. Great. I was like, sure, I'm in. And the reason why I was quick to agree was because I had seen a lot of other popular faces working with the Oren properties. So I was like, nah, man, you know what? It looks legit, like, it looks okay, you know? And also, just like, a Instagram page becomes more prominent or more viable when there's popular faces following the page. So obviously I'd see Dr. Nandipa is following the page. I'd see, she would even post in the RM properties. So you think, yeah, no, great, she's the CEO of this company, you know, she is a good doctor. Like Babe Dele would say, the good doctor. So you also just feel, would say, no, I'm in good hands. Yeah, this looks legit. You know, I actually saw a lot of celebrities following the page. I won't mention their names though, but there was a lot of people that were like actually prominent that were following the page. So I'd be like, this gotta be legit. Okay, this gotta be legit. Fine. So then he was asking me, as we going back and forth in the DMs, which date suits me best, and share with him, and then I'll be like, okay, fine. Let me share with you my media kits. So I'm gonna email you my media kits and let you know my rates and charges and all of that. Great. I send the email, and then he doesn't get back to me. Okay, I'm like, you know what, it's fine. I will not be asking a lot of questions. You know, it's either you want to work with me or you don't. I've sent my media kit. You have my contact details. Literally, there's nothing stopping you from reaching out again. Fine. So that was that. And then he came back again. So that was in September. I'm not really sure about the dates, but I know it was towards the end of the year. So that was in September, October vibes, you know? And then he comes back again. He's like, hey, he's like, hey, so we've been talking about this collaboration. Our boss would like to meet you and sit down with you and basically talk with you and share more information about this collaboration and what we want to do and the plans ahead and all of that. I'm like, even perfect. I would want to meet with you guys and actually discuss what's the way forward, because you keep on coming to my DMs and you're not even like elaborating what exactly you want from me, you know. So meeting with you guys is perfect. So I'm apparently talking to a reception or whatever, I don't know, receptionist or whatever, because this person is like, yeah, my boss is flying in the country and on Friday, and they would like to talk to you and what's not. And I'm like, I think that was also like the red flag, the first red flag that I noticed. My boss, a whole boss, is flying in South Africa to come and talk to me. Hi, guys, that is a lot. I mean, I'm not undermining myself or anything like that. I've been in rooms that, you know, had a lot of big names, but I'm also just like, for Instagram collaboration, no, that's a little too sketchy. You know, this is just like a collaboration like any other brand. Why would you want to fly in the country just to come and talk to me? That is a bit sketchy. Okay, I'm like, okay, great, that's fine, let's set the meeting up. Fine. Then he calls me. He's like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, so they were telling, my team has been telling me great things about you. Can we meet? Can we talk? And and I'm just like, great. It's like, where are you? I share. Okay, yeah, I know. I stay around this area. Okay, let me know which place is convenient for us to meet. And so I picked this restaurant in Monte Casino, and I was like, hey, Monte Casino is a busy place, and you know, it's a public space. Literally, I'm like very comfortable at this point. I'm like, it's close to home, and there's like millions of people there, so nothing could go wrong at this point. If I feel that I'm not safe, you know, I will have an outlet. Great. So I tell him, okay, we're meeting at this place and what's not. Like, okay, great. And also, he's also just like asking me, I hope it's not a busy place. That's what he's saying. I hope it's not a busy place. I hope it's not rowdy, because I feel like we need like a quiet place because we need to talk. You know, when he's saying that, like my eyes are just like rolling. But then I was so preoccupied. Like I remember I was at work and I'm about to knock off, and this guy is telling me, I hope it's not like, you know. And I'm just realizing, what's there, man? Why don't you want a busy space? It's like, no, I don't want a rowdy place because we won't be able to hear each other. And I'm just like, okay, all right, fine. And then we go to Monte Casino. Obviously, we went to like not a busy restaurant, but a restaurant where I felt more comfortable, and I was like, nah, this is fine. We sat there, and I sat there. Actually, I got there before him. As I sat there, waiting for him, I'm just thinking to myself, this guy is about to waste my time. This is gonna be a waste of my time. You know, you always have that gut feeling where you just know, man. You just know this is just not gonna go the way I had imagined it to, and I can feel it in my guts because of all the excuses that he's making about, oh, let's not go to a busy spot. Oh, I'm flying into the country, can I meet, all those things are starting to play in my mind, and I'm just sitting there and waiting for him, and he's also late, and I'm just like, no. And also because when I got to the restaurant, I would have imagined because he would have already made prior reservations, and literally had the waiters tell me, oh, Mr. Mang Mang, he's on his way, please have a sit there. Because in my head I'm thinking he's probably had a couple of meetings here before, so you get fine. That's my whole expectation, but then I'm also just not even going too deep into that, because I'm just like, it's not that deep. It's just a casual meeting. I mean, it's just a collaboration on Instagram. It is not that deep. But then again, let's just meet with this guy. I sit there and I wait. I think it was like 10 minutes late. And then he sits, and then he was like, hey, how are you? I'm like, great. It's like, so tell me who you are. Tell me about yourself and stuff. I'm like, yo, I'm Namfundo. And first of all, I'm honored that you guys want to work with me, I've seen your page and I love what you guys are doing. I love your work. It's brilliant. And as a young person, obviously, this is a great opportunity for me, and I wouldn't want to let it bypass me. And yeah, just basically, I'm literally just going in, and I'm selling myself like, yeah, this and that and that. I've done this, I've worked with this and this and this. Literally sharing my whole life story with this nigga, or my whole career with him. And then he's like, okay, my name is Katleho. And then he take off his hat and his glasses, and 2 + 2 is not adding up, honey, because I'm looking at this Katleho and he looks like an Indian. He's got like Indian hair, complexion, everything. I'm just like, okay, Katleho. It just didn't make sense to me. It literally did not make sense to me. I reacted in the moment. I was like, oh. And then it's like, yeah, I know it's weird, right? And I'm like, yeah, very weird. But then I didn't even go into detail about that, because I didn't want to offend him. I didn't want to seem like I was being... So I was like, you know what, let me be professional. Let's talk. And then he was telling me about the shows that he wants to shoot. He was telling me international things like, oh, do you have a passport? Because we want you to travel. We want you to do this. We're going to be shooting a show in Cape Town. We want you to explore the houses, the beautiful estates in Cape Town. We want you to... He literally went in and in and in about how much of a big deal this is, and how many companies got. He's like, I got a media company, I've got a property development company, I've got this company, I've got that company. And I'm just like, that's interesting. Oh, you guys, I'm like, oh, you guys, okay, this is a great team to be part of. Oh, wow, interesting. So you guys are going to get contracts. So everything is going to work out fine. So I'm glad, after this meeting, you will get a contract and we'll talk further. You guys will know how much you're getting. You guys will know what will be happening. We will have more meetings together. And I'm just like, we're already talking contracts. This is fast. And I'm like, okay, great, I'm like, great. In my head, I'm like, this is a little too good to be true. I mean, we literally just sit at a restaurant and you telling me you've got all these international shows that you want to shoot with me, and then you want to give me a contract on the spot. Interesting. Anyways, my man kept calling me the whole time I was having that meeting with him. He kept calling me because we had a doctor's appointment and he wanted to know how did it go, So he was just buzzing my phone the whole time. and he's just looking at my phone. It's like, oh, are you married? And he's also looking at my ring, of which I'm not wearing it right now, but he's looking at my ring, and it's like looking at my phone, buzzing the whole time. Like, oh, are you married? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm not married, but I told him I am because I just felt that why is it a criteria? If I wasn't, what would happen? So I was like, yeah, I am. And I picked up the phone and said, I gotta take this. At that moment, I knew that that line of professionalism was crossed entirely. I was like, okay, great. There was nothing much to talk about. I remember it was just awkward. It was an awkward vibe because his phone also kept buzzing and he was feeling a bit shaky. And when my phone was buzzing, he was also feeling shaky, like, oh my gosh, who is she talking to? And it was very tense. I remember it was very tense. Like, he just made sure that there were not a lot of people paying attention to us because he wanted to sit in a corner of the restaurant. And when the waiter kept coming back, he was like, please, I'm fine. I don't want anything. You're not even like, please come back later, or please give us the menu. We're still discussing. No, he was like, I'm fine. I don't want anything. So that just showed me that he didn't want to be seen. He didn't want to be noticed. He didn't want to draw too much attention to us because he literally chose the weirdest table when he got there. And then, so basically that's what happened with that meeting. And then, so fast forward to 2023, this year, I think around February, he sent me another message. He was like, at this point, I've already figured it out. The person that's sending me DMs is not a team. It's not a receptionist. It's no one. It's him. I've already figured it out because, it looks dodgy. It is dodgy, honey. And so he sent me another DM on Instagram. It's like, hey, the reason why I'm saying I've already figured it out, guys, I can see someone who's international and I can see someone who's local and trying to be scam. And I do get a lot of DMs from people telling me, I'm in Dubai, baby, would you like to come? Meanwhile, they're chilling in Hillbrow. So I am not going to fall for this one. I had already told myself, I'm not falling for this one. So literally when he sent me the DM in Feb to say, hi, are you still interested in the collaboration? I was like, nigga, you're still here. Why? I was like, oh my gosh, this guy, like, can't you get a hint? Like, this show that he's got in his head that he thinks is gonna, produce and everything's gonna be great. It's not gonna happen because he keeps making these promises and not showing up. I was like, no. I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah. Obviously, I can't say no to an opportunity. At this point, I'm like, let me just give him a benefit of a doubt. Also because Dr. Nandiba is very active with these property development companies that he's also a part of. So I'm thinking, let me just get to the bottom of this. Let's see what is really going on here. At this point, I had stopped following Dr. Nandiba. I stopped following her because I knew something was wrong. I knew something was off. And I was like, And I unfollowed all these things, these pages, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. So when he came back again in Feb 2023 to say, are you still interested? I was like, I guess I am, but I also just want to see what is happening here. So I was like asking him all the details, when, how, what's happening, what is expected of me. Did you get my race card? I was just asking all these questions and he's not responding. Fast forward to get started too much. When that picture broke out on Twitter, I saw it and I thought nothing of it. I scrolled. 1 week in, 2 weeks in, I'm like, let me just look at this picture. Who's this person? It was like a flashback. It was like, boom, a ball of all these memories flashing right through my head. And I was like, no effing way. this is the guy. This is the Katlego guy that I met at Monte Casino. He was telling me about the show, that he wants to do the show. He wants to. And I'm like, OMG. At that moment, I realized I was fucked, because I could have put my life in danger. Actually, I did put my life in danger. If this guy is a rapist, murderer, and I met with this person, my life could have ended. And I was like, wild. And I started following the story, and the more I followed the story, the more I felt unsafe, you know, like, this is wild, guys. But then also I was like, what about the people that actually did the photo shoots, you know? And I told my man, I was like, baby, you know what, this is freaking scary. Because also you need to think about your own brand as a person. You need to think about, because that's, first of all, the most important part is your safety. You know, your safety is more important than anything. So that aspect was being compromised. I almost put my life in danger for a fucking photo shoot, for a fucking collaboration on Instagram. Like, what? That's crazy. And then the second part of it is your own brand as a person. Like, if you had worked with this person and they get caught for crime today, your name goes down with them. And I was like, oh my word. Your name gets dragged down the drain with this person because he's a criminal. And I was like, you know what? My God is good. My God is amazing. His mercy, his grace is everlasting. Because if I had worked with this person, did the photo shoots, I could have been a victim. I could have been one of his victims. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't even have words for this, you know. It's a lot. So that's my experience with the Katlego Thabo Bester guy. And I just hope, he stays in prison, man. I hope he stays there and he doesn't get a laptop so they can continue scamming people while he's in prison. I really hope not, okay? I really hope, like, this time around, it's the real thing. I hope he's in prison and I hope he doesn't get out, because we cannot live in fear of being scammed. The minute someone pops up with an opportunity, you think, oh, it's a scam, child. Trust. I mean, there's no level of trust at this point with social media. I remember just sitting here and thinking to myself, I don't think I can actually take Instagram, social media seriously anymore, just because, yeah, there's just too many scammers. There's too much going on, and I mean, I don't want no part of it. I'm good. And so, yeah, guys, that is my Thabo Bester, Dr. Nanipa experience and or story. And I know I'm not the only one. And yeah, I just hope that people are aware and know what is really going on in our country. Because also, just like, why didn't we know that he escaped? Why must we find out on social media? Like, guys, no, man, it's very important for us to know, so that we can, you know, be more cautious and know horrible. Because if this story had broke out in May, that there's someone who escaped in prison, he looks like this, there's no way I was gonna meet up with this guy knowing, hore, this is the murderer. I was gonna be like, you know, and alert the police and do something at least, and say something is not right here. But he was able to run with this a facade for so long because nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew he escaped. Hey, guys. Anyways, guys, that is the story. And let me just love and leave you guys. And thank you again for watching. And subscribe, please, if you haven't. And thank you if you have. And yeah, man. Bye.